Coming up on UT10 News, a look at the flood that damaged Ottawa House West.
And we'll also see how students are preparing for their futures.
Plus, Sean Hale traveled to Cleveland to see both the men's and women's basketball teams compete in the MAC tournament. Your news in 10 minutes starts now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bailey Lustig.
And I'm Rachel Schneider. A water line failure caused a flood in Ottawa House West late Thursday night.
I looked into what caused this and how it affects the residents living there. Sprinklers that activated on the 5th level of Ottawa West poured down in the dorms and hallways. Alarms went off throughout the entire building throughout the night, keeping students awake.
The alarms went off again, and that's when everybody was just so fed up. People were packing bags to go stay at other people's places.
The incident mostly affected the 4th and 5th floors, though all floors were damaged. The drywall and ceiling tiles in many dorms, hallways, and stairways suffered water damage. It is currently unknown what caused the fire system to go off, and residents never received email notification of what happened. The Office of Residence Life told students it would do its best to replace their damaged property, but could not make any guarantees. Some students say they were forced to find other accommodations while the leak was cleaned up. Cleanup is mostly complete, but the building's maintenance crew has been airing out the facility for the past 5 days with industrial fans.
Well, Bailey, hopefully those students get their belongings replaced as soon as possible.
I agree, Rachel. I wouldn't want my stuff to be ruined forever. The coordinator for the Lucas County Suicide Prevention Coalition says the suicide rate for young adults has increased by 200% over the past 50 years. UT counselors say depression and stress about the future contribute to the increase. 1 in 12 college students actively have a suicide plan in place. However, stigmas about mental health and counseling shouldn't deter getting help.
This is not at all a statement about who you are as a person or whether you're somehow fundamentally flawed.
If you or someone you know needs help, call the Counseling Center at 419-530-2426.
Ohio drivers could be paying more at the pump because of a proposed gas tax increase. Governor Mike DeWine wanted an increase of 18 cents per gallon. However, the Ohio House reduced the proposed hike to just under 11 cents. Despite some residents being unhappy, state leaders say the increase is essential to future infrastructure. The funding will go to road repairs and public transportation across the state.
We will not be able to continue to maintain what we know needs to be fixed and what needs to be fixed in the future.
If approved, the increase will take place over 2 years, starting in October. UT sororities kicked off a week of events to celebrate women.
That's right, Rachel. It was part of celebrating Women's History Month, and Deja Harden was at some of the events.
UT Delta Sigma Theta started off the week hosting a self-defense class with Alpha Kappa Alpha. According to National Sexual Violence Resource Center, 1 in 5 women will be raped at some point in their lives.
We felt it was important to have this just because in Toledo the sex trafficking rate is very, very high, and the incidence for sexual assault is very high, and also just as black women, we're more likely to get sexually assaulted.
The following day, the Deltas paired up with Zeta Phi Beta for opening mic night. Students showcased their talent by reading poetry, singing, or performing. The week ended with Sigma Gamma Rho having girls' night out learning line dances.
We definitely wanted to come together with another black organization and have some fun and have black women in here just learning some dances.
Students say they feel very connected by coming together with their peers and enjoy events like this. This is Deja Hardy reporting from UT10 News.
The Catherine S. Eberly Center for Women is a great campus resource that some may not know about.
UT10's Alyssa Norden gives us a look into what sort of services the center provides.
The Eberly Center is located on the north side of campus, across from the Honors Academic Village. Its most well-known program is Kate's Closet, which provides business clothes to those that may not have any. It also hosts Lunch with a Purpose, which showcases female faculty members on campus.
We try to bring in some different voices, right? So they're not all humanities-based or STEM fields.
This center has a computer lab, a library, and a quiet room where moms can breastfeed their children. Students suffering from domestic abuse can find resources they can use to help them out of bad situations.
We partner with the YWCA, Title IX, and then Seesaw, the Center for Advocacy and Student Wellness.
For more information on the services and programs provided by the Eberly Center, as well as upcoming events, be sure to check out the link on our website at ut10news.com. For UT10 News, I'm Alyssa Norden.
The Job and Internship Fair is happening right now at the Student Union Auditorium. Career Services held its first job fair prep last week in the Ingman Room of the Student Union. Stations included resume review, how to make a great business pitch to employers, and much more. There were also stations set up to help students create the proper look for business interviews.
I wanted to target the areas that typically students stumble upon. So preparing for their career with their resume is one of the stations, knowing what to ask an employer and how to ask those questions.
After you swing by the job fair, you have until 2 o'clock this afternoon.
The third annual High School Honor Choir took place Saturday at Dorman Theater. Students all across Ohio spent the day with the UT Chamber Singers, singing music by guest composer Elaine Hagenberg. The concert was part of the 3-day Festival of New Music.
The program was pretty small my first year. We had 2 choirs and maybe 65-ish total singers. We've actually seen a 41% increase in enrollment in the last 4 years.
Pearson also says many who attend the event audition at UT shortly after.
I'm Sean Hale, and this is your UT10 Sports Report. It was an exciting weekend in Rocket sports as the women's tennis team took on the Oakland Grizzlies. But first, the men's and women's basketball teams traveled to Cleveland to compete in the MAC tournament. Let's start with the women. The Rockets faced the Miami Redhawks in the first round last Wednesday. The game started with a jumper from Nakia Black to get the scoring going for Toledo. But the Redhawks took over from there as Kendall McCoy hits this wide open 3 from the wing. Later, Lauren Dickerson is going to hit her 3 of her own to secure the victory. Rockets lose 72-59. After the women lost on Wednesday, the men entered the queue to take on NIU. The first half started with a Marianne Jackson 3 to give the Rockets the early lead. Jackson would finish with 17 points. Later, Jalen Sanford is going to dish to Luke Kanapke for the easy lay-in. Then, the Huskies' Dante Thorpe would drive the lane and hit the floater. Later, he'd hit the corner 3 to give the Huskies the lead. To the second half we go. Noah McCarty coughs it up. Chris Darrington picks up the rock and finishes with the layup and the and-one opportunity, trying to bring the Rockets back. But Levi Bradley wasn't having it as he finishes with the layup to hold the lead. Then, with less than 2.5 minutes remaining, German nails a 3 for the Huskies. Rockets fall 80-76.
Proud of our team, proud of our effort. Excited to continue to play.
The men are set to play in Cincinnati against Xavier in the NIT tomorrow night. From the hardwood to the tennis courts, the Toledo Rockets women's tennis team look to take on the Oakland University on Saturday. Didi Lena Benchong would look to lead the Rockets in their last non-conference matchup. After dropping the double point, Lena Benchong would try to get herself back into it with this slam at the net. But just as she thought momentum was swinging her way, she would hit the ball out of bounds, securing her loss. Then over to court 3, Coco Chisaki looked to gain a point for the blue and gold as she taps the ball over the net, giving her the advantage. Later in the set, the Grizzlies' Samantha Galloway smashes the ball into the net as the Rockets go on to win 4-3.
We've been practicing since September, so I think some of the girls are like, let's go. It's time to, our season is so long, and so I definitely think we're ready.
The Rockets will face Northern Illinois on the road this Friday. And Rachel, I actually did find out late last night that our women's basketball team is set to take on Seton Hall here at Savage Arena this Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Well, Sean, we can't wait to see that. Thanks for watching UT10 News. For web-exclusive content, visit our website, ut10news.com.
And tune in next week for more news from the UT campus.